Live here tonight with the ARCS Ignition Fear Faction Richmond race. We have 125 laps. I am joined by my cousin Cody Pinnell. Cody, glad to have you, buddy. Got your internet set up. You're back, not behind the wheel, but behind the microphone, and I'm telling you, that's I have more fun broadcasting races sometimes than I do racing them. So glad to have you.
Yeah, man, I believe it because the first time we did this, I had a blast. So looking forward to a great race tonight. We got a lot of heavy hitters in this field tonight, so I think they're going to put on a great show. Short track racing, so I think we might see some sparks fly before the night's over with.
Yeah, for sure. I agree. We'll try and do the starting grid here real quick. Zach Millett qualified on pole, Noah Belleville in second. Jonathan Adams in the 40 car starts third. Alfie Sharon Jr. in fourth. Dustin Painter, one of our A squared ringers out here racing tonight, in fifth. Aiden Norman sixth. Jacob Blankenship in seventh. Jason Alexander starts eighth. Toby Estes, another A squared driver, starting ninth. Thomas Andrews in 10th. Mark Delia in 11th. Bryn Roberts will start in 12th. He's another A squared driver. And we'll try and scroll this as best I can. In 13th will be Tom Sears, another A squared driver. 14th, Austin Mongold. 15th, Alyssa Sharp. 16th is Dell Markowski. 17th, John Smeal. Not a good qualifying time for Smeal there. Ben Choten, 18th, our dirt ringer. 19th, Zach McBride. 20th, Michael Joy. 21st, Nick Fisher. 22nd is Matthew Bounds. 23rd, Patrick Allen Jr. 24th, Edward Marshall. 25th is Patrick Overstat. And starting dead last is 26th is Tristan Catania. So 26 cars out here tonight, Cody. That's a pretty good field here for Richmond. I'm a little worried, but hopefully these guys and girls do what they need to do to keep this thing clean and green.
Yeah, that's a really strong field for ignition, and it just tells you how healthy ARCS is right now. You got a lot of guys coming through the pipeline and a lot of guys that have been here for a while. It's a good mix.
Absolutely. As we are going to come to 1 to green here, it looks like. Zach Millett, again, your pole sitter. Noah Belleville in second. Definitely those two are going to be ones to watch. Zach Millett was probably one of the fastest cars last week at COTA, other than Daniel Michel. Obviously, Daniel Michel not in the race tonight. You have Bryn Roberts in that number 9 machine tonight, so that is a Sunday Money Racing entry. But the lights on the pace truck are off. The pace truck's going to peel off here coming into turn 3. And we're going to turn loose 26 Xfinity cars here tonight for a showdown here at Richmond under the lights. Here we go. Green flag is out. 315 gets a good start, and we are underway here, Cody.
Yeah, you see Noah Belleville hanging tight in that outside line. He got a really good start also, and he is still right there on his outside. He's not giving him an inch.
Really good run there by Noah Belleville in that 3 car. He is going to push as hard as he can. As back further in the pack, we'll kind of try and focus on crashes just because we know it's going to happen. So our broadcast will jump around a little bit. But right now, Noah Belleville in the lead, Zach Millett in second, Jonathan Adams in third in that number 40 car. A lot of patience right now. You gotta show that patience. It's hard for some drivers, easier for others, but
Yeah, the 315, he got way loose off of turn 4 the lap before just now, and that was, like you said, I think that's a lack of patience early on in this race. Those tires are still cold, and he just lit the throttle up too early and spun those tires and let Noah Belleville go right on by.
yeah, and that's unfortunate for him. But again, everybody running different setups. Well, we have the same setup, but they're running different steering ratios. And Cody, you're one of the best at setting these things up. Obviously, with these Xfinity cars, a lower steering ratio is going to make you a little bit faster right off the get-go. But as the laps tick, you will start losing time. Versus some of these other guys that are running, maybe a 14 to 1 or even a 16 to 1. You know, those guys are really going to show their strength on a long run.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what it comes down to, really, when you're talking about your steering ratio. The higher you can run it comfortably and still set fast lap times, the more tire you're going to save. So you'll see it pay off pretty big here in the
Oh,
long run.
18 gets into the 07. They're in 3 and 4. The 07 of Jacob Blankenship saves that car. What a save by the 07, but the 18 just did not care and just sent it in there. That's the 18 of Alyssa Sharp. I mean, they're back there battling for 14th, 15th. You know, definitely, probably, I would say Jacob Blankenship on my team, part-time Sundays and full-time on Fridays. Probably not happy with that move there, Cody.
No, and a good job by the 32, the 54, and the 16 there to avoid Blankenship coming out of 4. Just a heads-up driving by everybody there.
Absolutely, but the 18 still continuing on in 14th. Alicia Sharp in that Toyota Supra. Noah Belleville still in the race lead, but not by much.
Oh, the 54 is around in the back. And the yellow's out.
Yellow is out, so apparently iRacing decided to not focus on the crashes because it just does whatever it wants to, but we'll see if we can't go back here and take a look at that last crash. Here, we'll go back to previous crash. There we go. We'll back it up just a little bit. There's the 54. Looks like it was almost 3 wide, and then the 41 gets into the 54, and then the 48 hits the 41. 54, the 33 and Nick Fisher also involved, so tough break there for the 54. Ben Choate, as well as the 33 of Nick Fisher. Just one of those deals where somebody checks up in front of you and you just, 48 just didn't get checked up quick enough.
Yeah, it looks like the 41 just kind of overcooked it there a little bit. It's one of those things, once you step over that line, it's almost impossible to get it gathered back up before something like that happens.
Absolutely. So we have our first caution here, lap 10. Let's see here if we can do a little bit of work here, and let's see if we can get Noah Belleville here in the booth. Noah Belleville, this is Ryan Pinnell and Cody Pinnell up here in the booth. You got a copy, bud?
Hey.
Man, you got a fast number 3 Chevrolet Camaro tonight. What do you say, man? What do you got to do to get this victory?
I say that outside worked pretty good there to get around Zach. I in practice, I kind of thought that 1 and 2 would be good on the outside, and so on that restart, I was able to stay alongside him and just kind of pinch off his exit and get around him. And probably gonna choose the outside again here since it worked the last time, and since we aren't gonna have to go off of the lights and instead go off the leader, I could probably get a better jump. And he's definitely gonna be the one to look out for, so just gonna try and keep him behind me.
Absolutely. Well, we wish you the best of luck, buddy, and try and bring that thing home in victory lane and keep it out of the wall.
Yep.
All right. See you, bud.
See ya.
Well, Cody, there you heard it. Outside seems to be pretty good in 1 and 2. That's something that I've not. I guess I need to do a little research because I thought the bottom was king, but it seems that's not the case here.
Yeah, and I believe, Ryan, is the longer a run goes, the stronger that outside line is going to get. The bottom just gets way too tight on old tires. You can really sail it off in there, kind of diamond the corner off and shoot off the exit straight, and you get a great run down the back straightaway here at Richmond.
Yeah, we definitely saw Noah Belleville was able to do that. So you heard him in the broadcast here. He's going to probably choose the outside again. And, he said that he would be able to go when he wanted to go, and that's a big deal because the initial start, obviously you have to wait for the green flag, but then everything past that, it's on leader. So when the leader gets in the restart zone, he can go when he wants to, and that's a huge advantage for the 3 of Noah Belleville over the 315 of Zach Millett. Cody, as you know, and as a lot of us know, it's really hard, especially if you start on the inside. It's really hard see that guy on your outside and when he goes. It's easier if you're in the second row because you see him take off, you hear him. But when you're right outside or right under someone, it is really, really hard to know when they go, and you have to stay with them, and it's a tough thing to do.
Yeah, the 315 is going to have to be really relying on his headset here. He's going to be listening in his right ear for Noah Belleville to hit the gas, and less than a fraction of a second, he's got to react and do the same thing. So, about to go back green here. Let's see how it goes.
Absolutely going green here. That was the first caution of the night, lap 13 of 125. Going back green here at Richmond. This is ARCS Ignition Fear Faction Racing here from Richmond Speedway. Again, the only stage of the night will be lap 50, end of lap 50, so leaders will come to lap 51. That will throw the caution. Unlike last week where we kept it green, we will throw the caution here this week at the end of lap 50. Top 10 will get points, and the rest will get nothing as they come around taking lap 15 of 125. Oh, 62's loose, and what a save. Wow. Aiden Norman, really good save there, Cody.
Yeah, we know the kid's a wheel man. We've seen him do it time after time again. No surprise there that he was able to hang on to that race car, but still a heck of a job.
Yeah, I mean, that had the potential to take out a bunch of race cars, and just the talent behind that number 62 it just proves itself week in and week out. I mean, he just won last night in TNT at Dover, and he's here tonight just showing his talent right there. But strong running right now by the 22 of Mark Delia. He's in 13th, trying to get up under. Oh, the 54's around, Cody, into the barrier of pit road. Just one car, so I think we're going to keep it green, but tough break for Ben Choate in that 54 M&M's Toyota Supra.
The 33 of Nicholas Fisher just coming over race comms just now to say that he wasn't paying attention. That was on him.
Hate to see it. Hate to see it, but short track racing, as Denny Hamlin would say. So we continue on. Unfortunate break for the 54 of Ben Choate, but we can keep it green here on lap 18 of 125.
And the battle for the lead's heating up now, Ryan. Zach Millett to the inside of Noah Belleville in turn 3.
Let's go up here to the lead and watch this as you see the 315 on the inside of the 3 of Noah Belleville. And they've kind of checked out, honestly, Cody, from the rest of the field. Third of Alfie Sharon, 7/10 back from these two. But the more these two fight side by side, it's going to bring everyone behind them up to them. So the more they battle, the more challenges they're going to have behind them.
Yeah, absolutely, and that number 8 car back there was one that I didn't even see tonight. He's going to be another one to watch. That guy is bad fast at these type of tracks. But like you said, the more that this 315 and 3 run side by side, and there, see the 315 tucked back in behind the 3. He knew the longer they ran like that, the more they were letting that number 8 car run them down.
Yeah, and the 8 of Alfie Sharon Jr. is your points leader. So he's up here not only running third, but he hopefully, trying to get stage points. Obviously a third place finish, a really good stage finish. That'll get him 8 points in the stage. And he's already the points leader. So he's not giving up yet. He wants to get up there and try and get first or second in this stage, but definitely in a good spot in third. And then Jonathan Adams, kind of a newcomer for ARCS Ignition, back there in fourth. And then one of the, actually really 3 veterans in a row with Toby Estes, Dustin Painter, Thomas Andrews, and even Jason Alexander. I mean, all 4 of those guys have been around in ARCS for a long, long time, have a lot of experience. So really experienced top 10 right now, other than Noah Belleville. Obviously, I don't know if you could classify him as a rookie, Cody, but definitely a rookie type racer. But he has got a mirror full of that 315 of Zach Millett.
Yeah, if Zach let those tires cool off again, he knew that, battling him side by side like that on the bottom had heated his tires up, so he backed off, let his tires cool down. They pulled back away from Alfie there, and now he's going for it again. But I think he is going to struggle all night tonight to get by Noah on the bottom, because Noah's just getting that great run off the top side off of every turn. So I'd be interested to see what Zach does here to get by him.
Absolutely, and that's something that we don't see in the next gen cars. I mean, I've run Cody, I can't tell you. I mean, I've probably run 400 or 500 laps this week trying to practice for Sunday, trying to get better, and it just doesn't seem to help me. But this does not happen in the next gens. I mean, you just cannot run side by side because of how the car is and how the setup is. Even getting a made setup for this track, the outside just doesn't have speed in those next gen cars. But we have seen here in the Xfinity cars, these two guys are battling side by side, and the crazy thing, Cody, is they're pulling away. Like, they are side by side and pulling away from Jonathan Adams in third place.
Noah Belleville under the wall just a little bit there. It's going to allow the 315 to jump out in the lead here, I believe, Ryan.
Yeah, he kissed that wall right there coming off the corner exit of 4, and that's going to set the 315. But now the 3 car has the opportunity to kind of run his line and get a good exit and potentially do this. Oh, we got 45 Patrick Allen right there in the middle of the racetrack. That's not surprising, but the leaders
you
do.
hate to see it.
You really do. The leaders avoid him, but where did that 40 car come from, Cody? Now the 40 car in that Victoria's Secret Chevy Camaro up there battling here for the lead, only 5/10 back from the race lead.
Yeah, I couldn't really see what happened there with the 45. Still can't say I'm surprised at all. But the leaders there, they had to check up, and that allowed the 40 car and all those behind him to reel them in. But I think you're about to see Zach Millett set sail here. He's got that clean air.
Yeah, we're watching the 45 here. He has just now got back going with a tore-up race car, and he is just in the way now. So hopefully he will do his best to stay out of the way and stay off the racing surface. It's unfortunate events there for the 45 of Patrick Allen, but 315 looks like he has kind of set sail now, up to a 7/10 of a second lead over Noah Belleville. Now Noah Belleville struggling. He's going to have to take a look behind him to Jonathan Adams in that 40, now pressuring him from behind. So looks like Zach Millett may have saved just what he needed to get around Noah Belleville and then start pulling away.
Yeah, another thing to note there, Ryan, I'm going on board with him now. I can hear him downshifting at the entrance of the turns and then upshifting again on exit. So he may be the only one doing that. I haven't really rode on board with anybody else to see if he is the only one, but it's obviously giving him some kind of advantage right now.
Absolutely, and I mean, we know, anybody that runs the next gen, you definitely have to upshift and downshift at this track with the 5 gears, and the way that iRacing changed the red line on those cars. But you don't see it as much in the Xfinity cars, so definitely a different take there. But obviously it's working as the 40 car goes around the 3 of Noah Belleville. He's going to clear him on the back straightaway. And that is new second place car, number 40 of Jonathan Adams.
And this may be, it was a 315, just brushes the wall there coming to the start-finish line. This may be an unforeseen downfall of running that higher line like Noah was at the beginning of the race. It may be a little heavier on tire wear. As you see, the 3's kind of falling off.
Yeah, the 3 definitely struggling right now, and it could be back to what we were talking about earlier, Cody, with the steering ratio. I mean, he could have his set a little lower than some of these other drivers. It gives you a really good qualifying lap, and it gives you a really good early run. You're talking 15, 20 laps max. Then you really start to fall off. So some of these guys that may be running what we call a higher steering ratio, so something like a 14-to-1 or even up to a 16-to-1, they're really shining now as the tires start to wear for some of these guys. As you see, the 24 of Thomas Andrews is going to go around the 8 of Alfie Sharon, and Dustin Painter is right there on Noah Belleville's back bumper as well as Toby Estes. So some of these more experienced drivers, Cody, they set this thing up to be a long run car, and it's showing off now.
Yeah, and there is some great racing on the track. I mean, everybody is giving room. They are racing each other clean, giving a lot of respect. It's something you really like to see.
Yeah, I mean, I really honestly didn't expect this. I'll be completely honest. 54 gets a little loose right in front of the 315, but he's going to keep it straight. But yeah, the 315 and the 40, first and second. Did not expect this to go green this long. So great job by all the drivers out here tonight, showing respect. Don't know what's up with Toby Estie's car. The two's backwards. I think he may have had some dyslexia or something. He thinks he's in a dirt street stock or something. I don't know, but still a good-looking car. But I'll tell you, Cody, Jonathan Adams is only 5/10 back from Zach Millett. He's got a little bit of speed in that number 40 car here tonight.
Yeah, and I think lap traffic is going to be a big topic tonight because Zach is struggling to get through these guys there. You know, at times when he was passing them, they were too wide, and it was just there nowhere for him to go. He had to put the brakes on, and I think that's also why you see the 40 car kind of running him down a little bit.
Yeah, we see in front of 315 right now is the 33 of Nick Fisher, who is not only blinking but also missing his entire front end. So that's gonna, Cody, that's gonna cost me some money this weekend. That's one of my cars, and he's out there battling with Patrick Allen. Those two are huge rivals, as we all know in the Discord, as the 33 is going to give the 45 a little bump there as the leader goes by. But, you know, some friendly rivalries are good here and there, but those two definitely have some issues. But the 33 missing the front end, not a good start to Nick Fisher's night here tonight as he goes one lap down, running 20th.
Yeah, as a team owner, that's not really something you like to see at the very beginning of the race.
Not at all. Let's focus on crashes here, see if we can see anything going on. It was a 3 wide situation there for just a second. That was Dustin Painter, Noah Belleville, and Tristan Catania. Tristan Catania right now is being shown in 24th place. He's really struggling here tonight. You know, he does run part-time in A squared. He's on one of the teams, but obviously, oh, big wreck there. That looked like
the
Nick
15.
Fisher. Yeah, 15.
The 24 of Thomas Andrews is into the wall. Everybody did a pretty good job there putting on the brakes and that not making that a lot worse than it already was.
Yeah, that was a good job by the 24. That was the 33 of Nick Fisher, and the 15, I believe that's Matthew Bounds now, who changed his number from the number 25 to the number 15. So we're going to keep it green here as we only have 5 laps left here in stage number 1. Only one stage here tonight. So after that stage, they will go green flag racing to the end if there are no cautions or if there are no wrecks. But definitely a scary situation there from, oh, the 18. Oh man, 18, 15, 38, all 3 wreck. And that might be the end of the stage there, Cody. I don't know. We may have to hear from race control, see if that is the end of the stage, because that's 46. It's gonna be close.
Yeah, it's gonna be close,
there.
Ryan.
Yeah, it's gonna be really close. I don't know what we're thinking as far as up from the booth or up from the race control booth. But the 18 definitely had some serious damage there, missing the front end now. It's gonna be a big hit for Alicia Sharp, as we only have 17 now on the lead lap. Edward Marshall, if he was not involved in that, which I don't think he was, will get a lucky dog. So we'll have 18 total on the lead lap here after 47 laps. But we'll see if we can't get clarification if that's going to be stage end or not.
Just did, Ryan. Race control just come over and said that will be the end of the stage.
There we go. Perfect. As we know, I turn voice off for my end of things because obviously no one wants to hear a bunch of people bitching for 125 laps, but Cody's got his turned on to help us out, and that is the end of the stage. So top 10 there at the time of caution, they will get their 10 bonus points, obviously 10 for first all the way down to 1 for 10th, and everybody else will get nothing. So second caution of the night, lap 48 of 125. That will be the end of the only stage we have here tonight. pretty good so far, Cody. Only 2 cautions after 50 laps, but now, you know, that stage is over. The points have been gathered. Now people start driving a little bit differently, and as those laps continue to tick down, it's only going to get worse.
Yeah, Ryan, I agree. And just watching these pit stops here, it's got me thinking about, you know, what kind of different strategies people might try tonight. You know, this is our only scheduled caution of the night, so you know we still got what 75 laps of racing left to go. You know, so that leaves the door kind of wide open for strategy.
For sure. I mean, it's you know, obviously everybody has a limit, not only to fast repairs but tires as well, and fuel set to 60% of, you know, a fuel tank. So, you know, a lot of pretty much every single one of our series, we run about 50. You know, S&S runs 50% fuel. A squared and ignition on the same page runs 60%. TNT runs 70% fuel load. So you do not have a full tank in these things. You know, even if you fill it up, it's not what the regular Xfinity drivers get. So that plays a big part into, you know, how long can you go on tires, how long can you go on fuel. And right now it looks like Mike LaJoy is in the race lead, so I don't know if maybe he just took 2, or maybe he stayed out, because he was definitely further back in the pack, but now he's up there leading this race.
Yeah, Ryan, we'll have to upgrade our broadcast as we go and get us some good overlays that tell us if they pitted or not, and whether they took 2 or 4 tires, because I'm interested to see how he got up there. I'm not even sure where he was running before that caution came out.
For sure, as he's looks like choose cone this time. 18 of Alicia Sharp looks like she may be taking a wave around. So 17 is going to choose the inside. The 3 of Noah Belleville is going to choose the outside once again. Toby Estes looks like he chooses the inside in 3rd, and then Aiden Norman up there in 4th. One of my drivers up there in 6th, Cody, and the 21 of Jason Alexander. He's going to restart 6th. Thomas Andrews is going to be below him in 5th. That's going to be, you know, Thomas Andrews, a really good driver, really patient, really good at strategy. So keep an eye on that 24. And then behind them, the 9 of Bryn Roberts and the 315 of Zach Millett, who has been pretty much leading this whole race. So that'll be interesting as we go green flag one more time here at the ARCS Ignition Fear Faction race at Richmond International Speedway.
Good start by everybody so far. As I'm watching Zach Millett now, and that is a spot that you hate to be after you have dominated the race thus far, and all of a sudden you're in the back of the pack or in the middle of the pack with a bunch of other drivers. You know, and things are a lot less out of your control there. So and I know he is really nervous right now.
Absolutely, and you can definitely tell, Cody, the 17 either took 2 tires or no tires. He's slow. I mean, he is just in the way right now. Restarted in 1st, already dropped back to 9th. Oh, there's the 65 of Dustin Painter. The 22's involved. Caution comes out. 3rd caution of the night. Let's see if we can't take a look here at what happened there. Sorry about that. Go here and go to our camera selector. Go back to the previous crash. Definitely looked like... Oh, let's see if we can go back here. It's right along with the 65 of Dustin Painter. See, he's already around there, so wonder if he got a little bit of help. Looked like he may have got a little bit of help from...
Yeah, I think that things may have checked up going into 3 just a little bit because of the 17, and that just caused the accordion effect.
Yep, that is exactly what happened there, Cody, is the 17 just unfortunately just slowed up, and the 65 had nowhere to go. Got into the 22 of Mark Delia. There you see the 22 gets into the 14 of Tom Sears. 22 missing the front of his car now. The 14 missing the front of his car as well. So bunch of tore up race cars here at lap 56, and that was just the fact of old tires versus new tires. It's a huge gap here, especially after as many laps as they ran. I understand what Mike LaJoie's trying to do, but at the same time, that caused a pretty big wreck there and took out a bunch of good cars. Now I have 2 cars, Cody, that are missing their front end, so I'm gonna have to get out my checkbook here tomorrow and fix some race cars. So not a good spot for me to be in as an owner.
No, tough night for presidential racing for sure so far. And yeah, I hope that all the other drivers are paying attention there and taking notes. You're going to want 4 tires every time it's necessary for you to come to pit road if you want to be anywhere near the front when this thing is over with.
Absolutely, but again, they do have a limit, so obviously, can't take them every time, but you got to play your strategy right. And if you've been out there for 50-something laps, got to take tires. At least try and stay on the same strategy as everyone around you. But you see there the 22 car, we're riding on board with him. He definitely took one of his fast repairs, Cody, because his front end comes back magically, and but that's the last magic trick he gets. So only one fast repair, so he gets wrecked again. That's pretty much his night. So
yeah, I think I've seen a little imaginary dollar sign cha-ching and then poof off into the air when that new nose was put on there for you.
Absolutely, yeah, it definitely cost us some money. We had the F1 team out there changing the front end, got it done pretty quick, but yeah, definitely cost some money. These things are not cheap. So the 22 of Mark Delia now 19th, 1 lap down. Tom Sears 1 lap down. Jacob Blankenship 1 lap down. Tom Sears is the most winningest driver in ARCS, and here he is on a Friday night in the development series running an 18th 1 lap down. That just shows the competition that's out there and the ability to get caught up in stuff that's just nothing Lurkin could do. I had it happen to me last night in TNT. I was running 6th and got caught up in a lap car spinning, and it's just so frustrating. So I know Lurkin probably not happy at this moment, but what do? You just keep racing and hope for the best.
Yeah, for sure. And some good news for you, Ryan. Your other driver, Jason Alexander in the 21, he's still up there in top 5. So things aren't all doom and gloom for you tonight.
Yeah, it's very true. Hopefully we can get him in the top 5, get a little bit of race winnings, and try and make up some money here. But we're going to be going green flag here after the 3rd caution. Green flag flies once again, lap 60 of 125 here at the ARCS Ignition Fear Faction race at Richmond International Speedway. The 315, Cody, still kind of mired back in traffic. He's in 6th, but he is already making moves up in the front.
Yeah, these boys have already run out of patience. I can tell the racing has just picked up. You can tell that there's a little bit more of an urgency to get to the front already. So I only expect that to ratchet up as we get later and later into this race.
Yeah, 21 gets loose coming off the corner, exit of 2. About takes out the 315, but they keep it going straight. So the 315 of Zach Millett now in 4th. And we're riding along with him as he is now going to track down Toby Estes. And look at that top 3 there, Cody. All 3 Bandit Racing. Noah Belleville, Aiden Norman, and Toby Estes. 1, 2, 3 for Bandit Racing. It's going to be a good points night if they can keep that up.
Yeah, I don't think anybody'd argue with you right now if you said that Bandit Racing is one of the hottest teams in ARCS. And these guys are nose to tail, and they're going at it. This is really good stuff.
It is, as Noah Belleville still your race leader, but Aiden Norman right behind him. Those 2, Cody, they're really close in age, younger guys, but when we say younger guys, please know that we do not mean, these guys are not rookies. And we talked about this on a podcast one time. You know, who would you pick? Young driver versus old driver. And you almost have to go with the young driver because we talked about it in the podcast. They have been racing competitively online probably longer than me and you have, Cody. I mean, you know, we grew up where we didn't have online racing. The only time we raced each other was when me, you, and your dad, Tracy, you know, we would get together and we'd play, you know, NASCAR 03 or 04 together or Dirt to Daytona, but we couldn't compete with these top level drivers, you know. And these kids have been competing against people online since they were 7, 8, 9 years old. I mean, just because they're 16 years old, they still have 10, 11 years under their belt, and it's just hard to compete with, man.
Yeah, it's a really good point. You know, something I hadn't thought of. You know, that aspect of the competition starting a little bit earlier, and it seems to have made a difference because these kids have been lights out since they've been, you know, running with us.
For sure. I mean, obviously Noah Belleville, Aiden Norman, you gotta throw Tommy Reynolds in that equation. All three, you know, very young kids, you know, young adults, and they're just so fast. I mean, Tommy Reynolds. I'm telling y'all, watch for Tommy Reynolds in that number 7 car Sunday night. In every practice race we have ran, the kid is just bad fast. I mean, he's going to be hard to beat, but it's just so.
I hate to do this to him, Ryan, while we're sitting here singing their praises, but that 315 is hungry, and they have a mare full of him.
Yeah,
he's not going to be sitting back there behind them much longer.
He is, and you know, it's so rare, Cody, to find somebody that is so talented, not only at short tracks, but road courses. I mean, you know, me personally, I'm not talented anywhere, but when you put me on a road course, I'm going to finish 20th. That's what it is. But Zach Millett out there running third, just eating Aiden Norman's bumper right now. And then last week competing with one of the best road coursers probably in ARCS with Daniel Michel, you know, coming home second. That's just so rare. And he just wrecked
there
Aiden.
They go, the 315 into the 62.
Oh, man, that is not what you want to see there, and I'm sure he did not mean to do that, but the 62 of Aiden Norman, a hell of a job again. I mean, that's the second save of the night for Aiden Norman, but yeah, that's not what you want to see there.
No, and that was a hand-tied gift to Noah Belleville because he is now checked out to almost a second over Toby Estes.
And Toby's fast. I mean, we know Toby's good at saving his stuff too, and that's, you know, obviously we all know Noah Belleville does not race on a wheel. He's using a controller. It's a big debate in a lot of leagues. Some people say yes, it has an advantage. Some people say no, it does not. Regardless, it's what he uses. You know, I mean, you could put me out there on a controller, guaranteed I'd be running 23rd 2 laps down. So the kid is still talented. It doesn't matter what kind of equipment he's using. He is talented, and he knows what he's doing. So, you know, anybody out there that says, oh, well, he's using a controller. Yes, he may have an advantage, but he's still out there leading this race, Cody, and that's tough to do.
Yeah, and I think that goes back to what we were talking about earlier. I mean, the kid's probably been playing, you know, NASCAR games on PlayStation or Xbox or whatever since he was 7, 8 years old. So the controller and driving to him just are synonymous. They're one and the same. It comes natural to him, and you know, we see it week in and week out.
Absolutely. Zach Millett still running in second place. Toby Estes behind 315 of Zach Millett. Aiden Norman has gathered himself together, running in fourth, battling with Alfie Sharon Jr. in that 8 machine. They're side by side. The 18, Cody, missing the front bumper not too long ago. Now she's up there running in 7th, battling with this lead group. And the 40 of Jonathan Adams. Obviously, we know that he is fast on the long run, so he may just be saving his stuff. But really good battle right now. As your top 10 right now, Noah Belleville, Zach Millett, Toby Estes, Aiden Norman, Alfie Sharon Jr., Alyssa Sharp, Dustin Painter, Bryn Roberts, Mike LaJoy and Jonathan Adams. Oh, Jonathan Adams actually looks like he's coming down pit road.
Yeah, and I can't believe, man, that was heavy contact, the right front and the left rear of Aiden Norman and Zach Millett, and it has not slowed the 315 down any. He is still running down Noah Belleville.
Yeah, that kid is fast. I mean, Zach Millett, obviously, not a kid. I won't call him a kid, not compared to Noah Belleville, but still a younger driver, definitely an ARCS. He's been very heavily involved in grassroots over there, formerly, OG Racing League. And he came over, had the opportunity to run for Seth and his team for Sunday Money, and he has done nothing but just shined. And I'm telling you, man, that driver, that young man right there is gonna be in the Cup Series, running an A² here before too long. He's got a lot of talent.
Yeah, that was just going back to the 40 coming down pit road. That seems a little early. I mean, we're only 30 laps past the stage end, and we had a caution since then, so I'm not sure if the 40 had some damage he was trying to fix or what, but seems a little early to me.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I mean, it did look like he had a little bit of damage. Obviously, these cars not quite as fragile as the next-gen cars. Next-gen cars really known for breaking toe links and rear sway bars and stuff like that. These cars are a little tougher, but we do see Zach McBride also pitted, so could be just a different strategy, Cody, trying to, I mean, as we know, fresh tires makes so much of a difference. So at this point, I think they're just trying a different strategy, and it could work out for them if it stays green, but if the caution flies, they're trapped a lap down, and then it's game over for them. So really, really bold strategy, but man, that 315 is eating up that number 3 of Noah Belleville's bumper.
Yeah, I believe this one's going to come right down to the end of their run. This is only going to be settled when one of them peels off and goes down pit road. We got Yeet the Gingers in the chat giving a shout out to one of his favorite drivers, Daniel Michelle, comparing him to Zach Millett. And then we got Donald Ray giving us a shout out. Huge shout out to you too, Donald Ray. Appreciate y'all tuning in tonight.
Absolutely, yeah. Cody's my social media manager tonight. He's like Clint Boyer. He's reading all the chat while I, do all the technical stuff of the broadcast. So, the 28's around, Cody.
Yep, there he goes.
We're gonna
Let's
stop
see if this is going to trigger a caution.
Yeah, we're gonna keep it green as one car. He's back going, but that's terrible. He's already 2 laps down. Now he's gonna be even more. And what that was, Cody, is he's got fresh tires, and you get out there, and you're used to running on 30-lap old tires, and then you get out there with fresh tires, and there's just no grip. It takes, as you know, and everybody knows, it takes 10 laps to really get some heat in those tires. And if you push it too hard, you will spin it, and unfortunately that's what happened with the 28 of Zach McBride. It's the 45 of Patrick Allen way up out of the way. He's, I think, probably, I don't know, like 15 laps down now. I hadn't looked, but he's way off pace.
If you can credit Patrick Allen Jr. for anything, it would have to be his ability to get out of the way most nights.
Absolutely. He's very good at that, and he's still here after 87 laps. So shout out to Quiet, Patrick Allen Jr., one of our OG members that he's just been around for a long time. But looks like there's a battle for the lead up there, Cody. 315 and the number 3 of Noah Belleville now side by side. I agree with you, Cody. This thing's going to come down to the wire between these two. There's a lot of talent between these two drivers. One younger, one a little bit older. A lot of fun watching these two battle for the lead.
Yes, sir. And we have the One True Buzz in the chat. He is requesting a rundown of the race standings.
A rundown of the race standings. Okay, well, you see the top 20 on the screen. Behind 20th, I can give you behind 20th. Dale Markowski is 21st. Tristan Catania 22nd. Patrick Allen in 23rd. Jason Alexander is in 24th. Edward Marshall 25th. And Ben Choate in 26th. So that is your standings. I'm not going to go through all the top 20 because you can see them there on the screen. Hopefully, if you can't, let us know in chat. We'll make sure that you can see that. But we're coming to lap 91 here of 125 and got a hell of a battle here for the lead. Noah Belleville still in the race lead, but Zach Millett right there on his back bumper. And then Toby Estes in third. He's now being pressured by Aiden Norman in fourth behind him. And then one of the probably original OGs of Dustin Painter back there in fifth right now, 5.2 seconds off the lead.
Yeah, these boys out front, Noah Belleville and Zach Millett, they are using up every square inch. Oh, we've got a caution on the racetrack.
Caution is out. So let's take a look and see what that may have been. Oh, the 22 of Mark Delia. See him around there. Oh, he gets into it with the 15. Oh, yeah, the 15. You see there, we'll ride along with the 22. Let's go inside of his cockpit here. Actually, we'll do a chase here. You see the 22 comes off the turn. The 15 is going to bounce it off the wall, get it into the 22. Takes both drivers out into the wall. And Cody, that's some more money out of my pocket, bud. It's a rough night here for Presidential Racing. Jason Alexander was kind of my saving grace. As you see the 22, he's trying to get this thing turned around, but Jason Alexander, unfortunately, not sure exactly what happened to him, but he was up front there for a little bit, and then he's now being scored back in 24th. So I don't know if he disconnected or not, but now I got one in 23rd and one in 24th, and rough night for me, bud.
Yeah, that was really unfortunate there for the 22. I mean, just riding along, minding his own business, and the 15 kind of come off the wall there. So that's how it is sometimes in this racing deal. You'll just be riding along, minding your own business, and somebody out of nowhere will take you out. There we got Noah Belleville. He is going to win the race off pit road. Zach Millett second, and Aiden Norman third. Toby Estes in fourth, and I believe that's Dustin Painter in fifth.
Yep, looks like it looks like Toby may have beat him off of pit road for fifth, but yeah, Dustin Painter in sixth, Alfie Sharon in seventh, Brennan Roberts in eighth, Michael Joy in ninth, and Alicia Sharp in 10th. So we're gonna take just a little quick break here. So make sure you go grab a snack, grab a drink, do what you got to do. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back here for Green Flag Racing momentarily. Back here with the ARCS Ignition race from Richmond. That break was brought to you by Fear Faction Apparel. If you need to look at their page, go to fearfaction.net. They got a lot of really cool t-shirts, hoodies, even an ARCS hat that you can go and buy. They are now the premier sponsor for tonight's race, ARCS Ignition. Also Tuesday night's race for ARCS Extreme on dirt. Hopefully we can get Cody over there and get him his Virgin broadcast race by itself, and looking forward to that. And we got a lot of really cool things going on right now in ARCS. It's really cool to be a part of. But Cody, hopefully we can. Hopefully I'll win this. I'll win the race, and you can interview me afterwards. But excited to hopefully have you in the booth when you can. Obviously we know, everybody in ARCS has a life, has a family, so understand, sometimes you can't do it, but love to have you up there, and hopefully we can put on a show for you if you're able to call it next Tuesday.
Yes, sir. Looking forward to it.
Absolutely. As we're going green here again, that was the 4th caution of the night. Going green flag here, coming to lap 99 of 125. So that means we are only 26 laps away. 27 maybe. I'm not very good at math, but we're coming close to 25 to go here as the 3 gets the early lead.
Oh, we've got a wreck in the back.
Uh-oh. No caution yet. Oh, we're gonna keep
I believe they're going to let it go green here. There's some drivers that are not happy with that call over the radio right now, but I believe they're going to let it go green.
Yeah, when you said a wreck, I kind of was expecting that caution to fly, but that's something I'll probably have to deal with after this race, being the owner of ARCS. But we'll let it go now and keep it green. So we will not go back and look at that wreck. Not sure exactly what happened, but obviously, like Cody said, some drivers upset at the call to keep it green, and that's what you get when you get 26 people out here. Some people are not going to agree with the calls you make, and you just kind of got to roll with it.
Yeah, a lot of people underestimate how hard it is to make these kind of decisions on the fly, and I think we found that it's better in those moments. If you're not sure, just don't make the call and talk about it after the race, because it's way more damaging to make the wrong call in the heat of the moment than to make no call and then talk about it afterwards. Absolutely.
As we got 24 to go. Not sure what's going on with the timer or the tower here. It's showing Noah Belleville in pits, but obviously, as you see, he is not in pits, so he's still out there in the race lead, but he is being pressured by the 315. And again, Cody, these two have been the class of the field tonight, and they're showing it here again. With only 23 to go, those laps are going to click off pretty quick here. So the 315, what do? Do you push here, or do you save your tires, save your stuff for maybe 10 to 15 to go when it's still green, then you start pushing?
I think if you're the 315 here, that you've been, for the most part tonight, you've been the best car. You kind of got behind a little bit on pit strategy, put you a little bit behind the 8 ball, but as long as you stay right there enough on the 3 to pressure him without using up your stuff, that's going to put him in the best case scenario, because he's the one that has the chance to react and make that move on the last lap if he needs to.
Absolutely. As we come to 20 to go, right along the back bumper of the 3. Looks like he may have had a little bit of a blink there, but the 315 going to go to his inside, go to the 315 and right on board with him here.
Yeah, what you don't want to do if you're the 315 right here is get a little bit overzealous and try to get in there too early and burn those tires up, because then you're just going to watch the 3 run off into the sunset, as they are giving it all they have, Ryan. They both scrape the wall there coming out of 4.
Yeah, I mean, the racing right now for the lead is insane, and Aiden Norman only less than 1.5 seconds back, so he's right there within striking distance. And then, of course, Alfie Sharon Jr. in 4th. We know he's been fast all year long, but these front 2 right now just a little bit faster than everyone else. and you can see Noah. I was gonna call him Noah Millett, but that's not his name. Zach Millett is just trying to kind of ride behind Noah Belleville. And, you know, Cody, you know this. I mean, when you're running second, you're kind of at an advantage because you can follow the car in front of you, but you can also see where they may be making mistakes and capitalize on that. And it seems like Zach Millett is really doing that right now.
Yeah, and that's something else to consider if you're Zach Millett. If you get up beside Noah Belleville too early and y'all run side by side for 5-6 laps, all of a sudden it is a 3-car race for the win because you've pulled Aiden Norman up there. And if you're Zach Millett, do you really want Aiden Norman up there on your back bumper with a few laps to go in this race? I know for sure I would not. So I think he just bides his time here, tries to save his stuff, and go for it with about 5-6 laps to go.
Absolutely, as we're going to be coming around here with 15 to go. That's right, 15 laps left here at Richmond, and that will be very quick if we stay green. Noah Belleville is your current race leader. He is catching a huge gaggle of cars that are all about to go laps down. Nick Fisher in the 33 on the outside, and the 9 of Bryn Roberts in 14th.
Oh, this is going to get bad, Ryan.
Yeah,
he's going to go 3 wide in the middle of lap cars. Oh, the 48 sticking it on the bottom.
The 48 is in the 3's way, but the 315 right behind him. The 315. Oh, the 315 is going to get loose. Oh, man.
That was almost catastrophic for the 3 and the 315.
Yeah, but it really hurt the 315 because he got loose off of 2, and it really, really bogged him down, and it was able to let Noah Belleville get away by, you know, a couple tenths. But I'm telling you, Zach Millett, I really do think he's faster than the 3 right now. It's just he's waiting to make his move. And at this point, Cody, you know, for the win, do you use that chrome horn? You know, I mean, it's hard to pass here. We know it is, especially on old tires. Does Zach Millett have to use that chrome horn to get this win?
Yeah, you know, these guys have run each other so clean so far tonight and given a lot of room and respect. You know, I think it just comes down to Zach Millett, the type that will he move him for the win? Is a win worth more to him than the respect of Noah Belleville? And so that's just something that will definitely be answered at the end of this race if they're still running like they are now.
Absolutely, as we'll be coming to 10 to go here at the line. But, you know, I mean, I've finished second several times in my career. Zach Millett finished second last week. Does he really want to finish second again, Cody? I mean, we're all race car drivers. We're all competitive. We got the 15 in front of them. This could be a huge deal here. The 15 and the 32 and several others in front of them. I can't see their numbers, but this is going to be a huge deal here, Cody, as the 315 is going to go to the low side of the 3, but not be able to do anything as the 15 still just hanging there trying to, I guess, ruin this race. I'm not sure.
Yeah, the 15 really has no business doing what he's doing right now. I mean, less than 10 to go. Oh, this is not
this
be
is
good.
bad. This is bad.
And there goes the 315.
Oh, and he's going to clear the 3, Cody. Oh, they're side by side. The 15 really got in the 315's way, but they're side by side here with 8 to go now here at Richmond. What a battle here. And again, sorry, just like Coda last week, we're not really looking at anybody else because there's a battle up here for the lead, and we are going to watch this to the end of this race.
Yeah, I believe, Ryan, if the 315 had a chance, that was it. I mean, he had a nose on the 3 car, and the 3 car still come back on that outside line, so that was really dicey.
It really was. And I mean, you see the 315's just, he can get there, he just can't make the pass, but he is, I mean, he is all over Noah Belleville's bumper. There he goes to the inside, Cody. He's going to outbrake him into 3 and 4. Come around. They're going to be side by side, the 3 cars still, though. Just such a good run off of 4 with 6 to go. Cody, this might be a photo finish here, bud.
Yeah, I think if the 315 has anything up his sleeve, it might be to kind of do what Carl Edwards did to Kyle Busch here. He may have to get up under him off of 3 and 4 and just kind of move him up the track a little bit, because the 3 gets such a good run off the corner, it's almost impossible for the 315 to pull on him down the straightaway.
It really is. But
the 3's in the wall.
The 3's in the wall, and that's going to clear the 315. Now the 315 can stay on the bottom. The 3, and I don't know what the 15 is doing. The 15 needs to get out of the way. But the 315 and the 3 now still. Oh, the 3 of Noah Belleville is going to send it in on 3 and 4. We're coming to 4 to go here. And now the 3 car.
Oh, something's wrong with the 3 car.
He's
out of gas.
Fuel. He's out of fuel.
Yep, he is out of fuel. What a turn of events.
The 3 car of Noah Belleville, we're riding along with him now. He is on the apron. He is out of fuel, ladies and gentlemen.
Now you wonder, does the 315 have enough?
That's a good question.
He is. I'm riding on board with him now. He is coasting.
The 315 may not have enough, and Aiden Norman is only 9/10 back. This is going to be very, very close. Noah Belleville, we know he's very fast, but he is not good at saving. He's not good at fuel strategy. So the 315 now coming with 2 to go. Does he have enough fuel? It looks like somebody was pushing the 3 down pit road. Aiden Norman,
yeah, I think
now
the 315. Yeah, I think the 315 saw that. He's picked the pace up again. I think he's decided that the time to save is gone. He's either going to have enough to finish or he's not.
Mm-hmm. Coming into 3 and 4, he's going to come up to John Smeal, who's currently in 12th. Final lap, sponsored by fearfaction.net. All your apparel needs, go to fearfaction.net. But the 315 of Zach Millett, does he have enough fuel to make it to the end? He's going to coast into 3 and 4. I think that's going to do it, Cody. The 315 of Zach Millett is going to get the win coming off of turn 4. What a finish.
Yeah, what a race. I did not see that twist coming at the end there with Noah Belleville, man. I was really wanting to see them take that thing down to the wire, but great race by Zach Millett. He was obviously the class of the field tonight, and it's always good to see the fastest car win.
Absolutely is. Your top 5 tonight is Zach Millett. Aiden Norman comes home in 2nd. Dustin Painter, one of the veterans of A Squared, one of the veterans of ARCS, comes home in 3rd for a podium finish. Alfie Sharon showing his pleasure with the 315 as they're both Sunday Money Racing drivers. And there's Mike LaJoy, the 3rd Sunday Money driver. A really good showing, honestly, for Sunday Money with Zach Millett winning, Alfie Sharon coming home in 5th, and Mike LaJoy in 6th. So really good points.
Yeah, those boys are making Boss Man Seth happy.
Yeah.
I just wanted to say too, Ryan and Donald Ray in the chat saying that auto fuel in iRacing is broke, so that could have been the issue for Noah Belleville, that he may have had an issue with that auto fuel and where these other guys had it turned off. So if that's the case, that's really unfortunate for Noah Belleville.
Yeah, I've used auto fuel, and I changed the margin of laps from 1 to 4 every time because I do not trust it. But you know, some people may turn it off completely, and that may be what helped Zach Millett, you know, get that win, and Aiden Norman come home in 2nd. Toby Estes, awesome run by him. Another one of our A Squared regulars. He was in the booth with us last week at COTA with Jeremy, so good to see him out on the racetrack and enjoy a top 5. And at least I got one top 10 with one of my drivers, Jacob Blankenship, really fast, coming home 7th. Alyssa Sharp, good recovery by her to come home in 8th. Jonathan Adams had some speed, but we saw he kind of pitted a little bit early there, Cody, and I think that probably did him in, coming in 9th. And then Thomas Andrews in 10th, Tom Sears in 11th, and then John Smeal in 12th. And that was all you had on the lead lap. So only 12 drivers finished on the lead lap here tonight. But what a race. And Zach Millett gets it done.
Yeah, and huge shout out to Mike LaJoy, who started the race in 20th and brings it home 6th.
Absolutely. So we will pause here momentarily. We will have your top 3 finishers here in the booth in just a moment. That will be Mr. Zach Millett, Aiden Norman, and Dustin Painter. Stay tuned. We'll have your top 3 finishers in the booth here in just a moment. Back live here with our top 3 interviews, and we are going to start with Dustin Painter. This is Ryan Pinnell in the booth. You got a copy, bud?
Yes, sir. I got you.
Perfect, man. I saw you in the field, and I knew you and Toby with that experience, y'all'd be up there, and you came home in third. Looked like Noah may have run out of fuel there right at the end, but you got that third place finish here on one of your limited starts as a full-time driver. But great race by you and your car and the number 65 machines. Just kind of tell us about your race and how it went for you.
It was good. I needed 20 more laps. At the end, I was the fastest car on the track. I knew wasn't going to catch them probably more than likely. I was driving it harder than I did the first half of the race there at the end to kind of stay ahead of Toby. But just, at the end, I was there almost to 8, and Millet was backing up too a little bit because he raced hard with Moldy. Noah. And I wish I would have had 20 more laps. Didn't. I sped on pit road earlier, so I had to come from 13th back up there, spun out on one instance and came back. And like I said, just overall good race. Glad I got to run it. It was fun. Enjoy those Xfinity cars. I don't really ever get to drive them, but it was fun tonight.
Absolutely. Well, still good finish for you, coming home third with, like you said, I mean, limited starts in these Xfinity races for the Cup guys. It's really cool for me and for Cody to see, when we see Cup drivers down here running in Xfinity, it's so much fun to watch and see, how y'all do and how y'all compete with some of these younger guys. And you definitely held up your end of the bargain tonight. But you got any shout outs for any sponsors or friends and family at home?
I know that I think the new sponsor that came on board, I think it's Fear. Is it Fear Factor? I think that's what it is. Just thanks for them coming on board for those guys in the Xfinity series. That'll be huge for them. I'm glad to see that they're getting some love from a sponsor. So just other than that, just our guys that we normally race with. Just glad it was a lot cleaner than what I thought it would be tonight. This series has kind of had its up and downs, but just glad to see the good hard racing. Really glad to see Millet and Noah battle. Kind of wish Noah wouldn't have ran out of fuel. That would have been fun for everybody. Just overall excited for everybody in this series.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, buddy, and good luck. And if we don't see you tomorrow, we'll hopefully see you Sunday night.
Yeah, I'll be at South Boston tomorrow night. Hopefully we'll get the real car in Victory Lane. So, yep, y'all have a good evening tomorrow night.
All right. See you, buddy.
See ya.
All right. That was Dustin Painter coming home in third. Cody, we will let you take second place. Aiden Norman. Cody, take it away, bud.
Aiden, this is Cody in the booth. You got us?
Yes, I do.
You had a pretty strong qualifying effort. Ran up front pretty early in the race. Had a little bit of contact there early on that kind of set you back, and you just kind of had to claw your way back from then on. But right there at the end of the race, you were there still with a chance to win it. Talk us through the race from the driver's seat.
Yeah, I mean it was just a little bit chaos, as Richmond always is a little bit of survival. I mean, obviously I got caught up in that incident with Millet. I haven't had a chance to go back and look at it yet, so I'm not really sure what happened. But I mean, at the end of the day, I don't think it really changed the way my race was going to go, because we had other cautions after that, and I did not have the speed for Belleville or Millet. It kind of sucked seeing my teammate run out of fuel up there fighting for the lead, but I mean, what can you do with iRacing and their auto fuel?
Well, still a pretty strong run tonight, finishing second on the podium. You got anybody you want to thank?
Just everyone at Bandit Racing, obviously teammates. We did pretty good job tonight. I know at one point we were running all 4 spots in the top 4, so that was pretty fun, but unfortunately we kind of got spread out there at the end.
Yeah, I told Ryan earlier in the night that I don't think anybody'd argue with you if you told them that Bandit Racing was the hottest team in ARCS right now. So y'all got a lot of good things going on over there, and keep it up. And good run tonight.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, buddy. All right, let's get our race winner in here. Zach Millett, this is Ryan Pennell up in the booth. You got a copy?
Hey, what's up, buddy?
Oh, man. Living the dream, bud. You know, I just got to call a great race, and you brought it home in P1. Look, man, I called last week. You came up short, but you were battling, and you were battling again with Noah Belleville. Unfortunately, he just didn't have quite enough fuel to make it to the end. Tell us about that race, and tell us about your fuel. How close were you to running out of gas?
I think I had another like 25 laps to the good at the line when I was coming across, so we had plenty. When we actually came to pit road at the stage, we weren't sure if the stage was over right at the caution or if we had to stay out till lap 50. So that kind of messed up our pit cycle a little bit. But having that extra lap and gassing up a little bit later than some other guys, it kind of helped us out. So it didn't hurt, that's for sure, having a little bit of extra gas. But it was great racing up front, man. A lot of these guys were wicked fast. Noah was wicked fast on the short run. It was so hard to get beside somebody and actually make a pass. I was beside him a lot, and I just couldn't do anything with him. And you don't want to slide up into him at all. But yeah, it was great racing. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, we watched, for several laps. I mean, Noah was just he was on the outside, and me and Cody talked about, in the next gens, you can't do that. I mean, it's definitely in one lane type of track in the next gens, but these Xfinity cars, he was able to hang with you and then get that run on the outside and pull away on the straightaways, and then you were able to dive it in. I mean, it was so much fun to watch, man. But tell us about from your cockpit, how frustrating it was, to have somebody right there on your outside. You dive it in, you maybe get a couple car lengths in front of him, and then he gets that run on the outside, and then he's back in front of you. I mean, how frustrating is that from your point of view?
Man, it was the worst. It really sucked because you'd have a perfect apex through like say 3 and 4. When he got that run and pulled away from you, it kind of brought the rear end of my car around and started lighting up the rear tires. So you basically had to let off and just watch him drive off into the sunset and then try all over again. And every time you did it, your tires were getting a little hotter and a little more useless. So I mean, it was getting tight towards the end. It was kind of decision making time. If you're gonna bump him or I don't know, keep trying different lines. And it was lucky to get beside him. I had a really good runoff too. And when I dove it into 3 and 4, I was probably on his front quarter. And when I got back to the gas, him being on that right rear pushed my car straight up the hill. And I was trying like hell to stay off him. And I think it was right about then he ran out of gas or something, right?
Yeah, I think that's exactly what happened. So we were definitely, I mean, obviously from a broadcast, point of things, we have no idea, how much fuel each driver has. So we saw him kind of lose pace and you pull away, and that's when we kind of knew he had run out of fuel. And at that point it was pretty much your race to lose. So awesome race, man. I mean, I know you raced one hell of a race last week at Coda. You gave us a great show, and you did the same thing tonight. And to get that victory, man, that's awesome. So congrats to you. That's your second win this year, right?
I think so, maybe.
Yeah. I'm gonna say it's your second win. If it's not, then we'll fact check it. But I think it's your second win. But give a shout out to any sponsors you have, any friends and family at home watching. The floor's all yours.
I'd like to thank you, Ryan, and Cody at ARCS for having this league. It's always great fun to come over here and run with you guys. I wish I was off more days to do it more often, for sure. The Team Sunday Money Racing for having me in their team. They know my schedule's chaotic, and they let me just race whenever I can, so it's cool. Shout out to Mike LaJoy, who came into this race with no practice and still finished right up here with us, so that's pretty awesome. Him and Alfie, great teammates to have. HBR TV, Track Bar Media, Eric Dotson State Farm, Castle Products. You guys over at ARCS Racing Networks on Twitch, and shoot me a follow over on Twitch too at that S4 guy.
Absolutely, we will do that for sure. But good race, buddy. Got that victory. Got the second one of the year, and got Sunday money, some more points. So good job to you. And we'll see you next Friday. We're gonna do a little bit of dirt racing. How's your dirt racing skill?
Man, in these cars, I don't think I've even tried it. So it's
I
gonna
don't think
be
I don't think anyone
yeah,
has, so it'll be fun.
no, yeah, it'll be insane.
Yeah. Well, good race, bud, and we'll talk to you next week.
Thanks, guys.
All right, see you, bud.
See you, man.
All right, Cody. Well, that will wrap up our broadcast tonight. I'll throw it over to you and kind of just get your thoughts, and then I'll close us out.
Yeah, overall, I thought tonight was a really good race. D-Bucks kind of touched on it. I think that it went a lot better than maybe a lot of people expected it to. And that just, goes to, you have to speak for everybody's respect level tonight, right? Kind of talked about how clean Millet and Moldy were racing one another, and I think that extended on back through the whole field. And this is the product you get when everybody shows a little bit of patience, a little bit of respect, and races everybody like how they want to be raced. So good race overall tonight, and fun doing the broadcast with you, buddy.
Absolutely, I absolutely love. I love broadcasting. It's by far it's way more fun than racing. I get way too worked up when I race, and when I broadcast, I just kind of get to have fun and watch these other people, have the same problems that I have when I'm in the race car. But yeah, I mean, I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, it was a great race. Hate that Noah Belleville ran out of fuel. Would have loved to see those two battle to the end. I think it would have been honestly, I think it would have been a photo finish, but um, it's just so much fun. Obviously, I love broadcasting, and to have my cousin up here with me, it's a really cool thing. I mean, when I was 10 years old, me and you used to play NASCAR games together with your dad, and it was so much fun. And now to be calling races with you, man, it's really an honor. So I appreciate you coming up here with me and calling the race. It was a lot of fun.
Yes, sir. Looking forward to next week and the rest of the season.
Absolutely. And Rick James, if you're listening, if you're watching, I know you're probably trying to sell some cars right now, but we would love to have Mr. Rick James in the booth with us. We need some sophistication up here, as Rick James says. We're just two Georgia rednecks down here trying to call a race. We need some sophistication up here, so maybe he can come join us one Friday night. That would be a lot of fun, even if it's just for 20 or 30 minutes. Rick James, come join us, bud. Send me a DM. We'll get you up here in this booth. You have taught me everything that I know. If it was not for you, I would not be the broadcaster I am today. So let's try and get you up here in one of these ignition broadcasts. I think Cody would agree that'd be one hell of a time.
Yes, sir. You learn from the best.
Yep. So that will do it for us here tonight. ARCS Ignition Fear Faction Richmond race. What a race. What a finish. Definitely unexpected. Did not know that Noah Belleville was going to run out of fuel. Obviously, maybe some issues with the auto fueling for Noah Belleville, as Donald Ray mentioned in the chat. But that's going to do it here for us tonight. Again, we appreciate everyone tuning in. Go follow us on Twitch. Follow us on YouTube. You can find us on Twitch at ARCS Racing Networks, and then on YouTube at ARCS Racing Network, without the S. But we have a lot of fun. We try and broadcast. We try and give you as much input as we can as previous drivers, as Cody's retired, and I'm at the end of my career in iRacing. So we're kind of like Clint Boyer and Kevin Harvick. He's Clint Boyer. He's already retired, and I'm Kevin Harvick. I'm going to retire at the end of the year. So we do the best we can. Cody, again, thank you so much, bud. I have so much fun doing this with you, and I'll see you next week, bud.
Yes, sir. I'll be there.
All right, so that is it for us here tonight at Richmond. Again, Noah unfortunately runs out of fuel, is going to be scored in 14th. Zach Millett is your race winner. Aiden Norman comes home in second, and Dustin Painter will finish in 3rd. That is your podium finishers here at Richmond at ARCS Ignition. Fearfaction.net. Make sure you go check them out. They have a lot of good apparel, some really cool t-shirts, some hoodies, and also they have some ARCS trucker hats, and potentially here pretty soon they're going to have some ARCS fitted hats as well. So that's a really cool thing. So check them out. But until the next time, we'll see y'all next week. Bristol Dirt, it's gonna be dirty. It's gonna be fun. But until then, y'all make sure y'all stay on that loud pedal. We will talk to you.